Hello everyone. So from this video we'll start working with a new section, which is our second section, this one, why choose us section. In this section, look at here, we have this title contents, then we have these cards. So we have to make these titles also dynamic. We have a top title, we have a main title, and we have a small subtitle. Then after that, look at here, we have these cards, which is basically have in total 3 elements in them: a icon, a title, and a subtitle, like that, right? So one by one we'll be making everything dynamic. First of all, we have to work with these titles, right? And if you noticed, in our each section we have this title available. If I uncomment another section, let me open resource view, let's go to Frontend, home, open the index.php. Previously we comment out most of our sections, right? We have this offers item section. Let's just uncomment it. Let's go to our front end, refresh this page, and look at here. As like our previous section has these 3 lines for the title. Similar way, this section have also this 3 lines for the titles, right? In each section there have these titles available for those sections. So what we can do is, for whole these titles, for section titles, we can create a separated table where we'll be only holding the titles of the sections, right? And for the main portions, like this is the main portion of our why choose us section. Similar way, for daily offer, this is our main section, this is a slider, right? So for this all, we'll be creating separated tables. It's totally fine, but I'm thinking that for only the titles, as this portion is similar in all of our sections, for that one we'll be creating a separated table, and in that single table we'll be holding all of our homepage titles. Got it? Okay, so as you know that, first of all, we have to work with our backend. In the backend, we have to complete a system. We have to create a module for change all of our this stuff. After completing that module for why choose us section, we'll be again coming to our this home page, and we'll be showing the dynamic contents here. Got it? Okay, so let's start our video. So in this video, we'll be creating all of our necessary files and designs. Then we'll be start working with our dynamic portions. Got it? Okay, so let's start our work. I will go inside my backend. So let's go admin/login. Give your credentials, admin@gmail.com. It will be Gmail, and let's add the password. I guess I'll be saving the password. Okay, so it's the wrong password. Let me add it again. Okay, so let's update it. Fine. So first of all, what I'll do is, in the sidebar, I'll be creating a new item. Okay, it will be a single item, it will be not a drop down. So let's create it. Let's go to our sidebar. Let me see. And here, as you can see, we have our slider portion. Let's copy this slider li, and I'll be pasting it here in this position. And let's change this one. What we can call our this sidebar item, why choose us, we can call it like that. Now let me check it out. Let's go here, refresh this page. Look at here, we have a new item here. I guess I'll be putting all of our section related CRUDs or modules in a specific drop down, but we'll be doing it later on. For now, we are doing it separately. Each of the item is a single sidebar item. Anyways, let me make it capital case. Okay, not like that. Let's Ctrl Z. Yeah. Now let's create the necessary files like model, view, and controllers. So first of all, let's create the controller. Okay, let's open the terminal and let's add php artisan make controller, and I'll create the controller inside the admin folder, and my controller name will be, let's say, why choose us controller. Okay, I'll create a resource controller, and why I will create a resource controller for why choose us section, because of, look at here, we have cards here. So currently in our design we have only 3 cards, right? But in user's case, user will be able to create as many cards as he want. Actually, if you want to add here 6 cards, in that case he will be able to add 6 cards here, right? So best way of doing it will be creating a CRUD at our backend, right? If we create a CRUD for this portion, so what will happen, user will be able to delete item, edit item, or add new items right at the home page. Got it? Okay, so let's go here and press enter. So it will create a controller. It will basically create a resource controller. That's why we added this -r flag at the end. Fine. Now the next step, we have to create the model and the migration. So let's clear this up. PHP artisan make colon model, and our model name will be why choose us. So this will be our model name, and I will add -m flag at the end for create a migration alongside of it. Okay, so for this one, I guess I'll be creating a seeder also. I guess I'll be creating a factory actually. So PHP artisan make factory, and our factory name will be, first of all we will put our model name, then we will suffix it with factory. Follow me. Why choose us, this is our model name, then we will add a suffix here which will be factory. Got it? And did we create any kind of subfolder for this for the seeders? Let me check it out. Let's go to database, migration, not migration in the factory. No, we didn't create any kind of subfolders. So just create, click enter, but it didn't work. I made a typo, obviously. It will be artisan, like that. Press enter. Okay, so our factory has been also created. Fine. So as I said that first of all we'll be working with the titles, and titles will be holding, we'll be holding the titles in a separated table, right? So we have to create that table. We'll be working with why choose us portion later on. We'll be working with this portion later on. First of all we have to handle this portion, title portion. Got it? Okay, so let's go here and let's first of all create a model. For that we'll be not creating any kind of separated controller. The controller that we created, why choose us controller, will be enough for handle our all of this stuff, but we need a extra model. So PHP artisan make model, and our model name will be, let's say, section titles. Section title, don't add plural, plural version of it, because Laravel automatically will create it. Just add here m. So look at carefully the model name, it is section title. In this table we'll be storing all of our section titles. Let's press enter. So our model and migration has been created. Perfect. Let's clear it up. All the necessary files has been created. Now let's create some view file for our why choose us. Let me collapse everything. Let's go to resource, view, and go to admin folder. Let's create a new folder here which will be why choose us. Okay, so here we'll be following the same convention that we are following till now. We'll be creating a index file for return our index page. Okay, so index.blade.php. Now here the things will be same as we did for the slider. If I go to slider, as you know, we have a data table here, and the data table is inside a card, right? So similar way, in our yChoosers page, in the yChoosers page, we will add the data table as well. So what I can do is I can go to in the slider folder, open the index.blade.php, just copy everything from there, paste it into our index.blade.php of yChoosers. Got it? Always make sure you are following me and editing the correct file. Always look at here, my tab will be always highlighted like that. Got it? You can check out the tab, or you can also check out at the right hand side in the Explorer. The file will be highlighted that I am editing always. Got it? Okay, so that's it. Now we'll be making some changes. Obviously we will add here in the h1 y choose us, like that. We can add here I guess all items. We need a create button, so we'll be not removing it. Then we have this data table, and we have a data table script. As we will be showing the data table in the index, obviously we have to create a data table service class as we did for our slider. Got it? So let's open the terminal again. Now let's create a data table class, php artisan data tables make, and our model name was y choose us, right? Just press enter, it will create a data table for our model, specifically for our model. Got it? So our data table has been created. Perfect. Fine. Now let's register our route. So let's go to admin.php, as we are working with admin. Previously we added this slider route. I'll just copy this one and paste it here. Let's add here y choose us routes, like that. We can call it y choose us. This will be our name of the route, and our controller will be y choose us controller, this one, right? Now we can return our view. So let's open the y choose us controller, hold control and click on it. It will take you to the file. Now in the index, what I'll do, I will just return view. No, we'll be not doing it like that, because we will be showing data table. So we have to inject the data table service class inside of our index via dependency injection. Then what we'll do, we'll be rendering the view file. We'll be not just returning the view file. Okay, so our class name is y choose us data table, like that, and we will create an instance of it. It will be data table. Follow the convention. Data will be in smaller case, t will be in capital case, and rest of the will be smaller case. Okay, so from here now return data table render, and inside the render we'll be adding the path. So let's add here admin dot y choose us. Sorry, we have to add here dot index in the line. Got it? Okay, so everything seems fine. Now we have to add this index route in our sidebar. So let's go to our sidebar. As you know that we're using resource controller and resource route, so it is kind of predictable which will be, I mean, what route we should use as our index route. It will be y choose dash us. If you if you anytime got confused about the routes when we were using resource route or any kind of route, that what kind of route we should add here. Basically, as we are working with index page, obviously we'll be using index route, and if you can't say what your route will be, it's easy. You can check your route list. You can use your terminal. Here you can say php artisan route list. I hope you know that already, right? And also you can use the plugin in the VS Code that we installed previously at our starting of our course. You can use it. It is more efficient than the terminal because you can search your routes. Let's just wait a bit for load. And in the terminal you'll find this sort of logging here. Basically this is a bug from this plugin. We can stop this error, but the thing is we have to edit the plugin, and I'll be not doing that anyways because it is not related to our course. You can just ignore this portion. That's all. Now you can search any route you want, like as we are working with why choose us, right? So we can search why choose. Look at here, it already giving me the search result, right? Why choose us. This is all of our crude routes as we are using the resource controller. Look at here, here is my index route, admin.why choose us index. Then here is the store, create, show, and more routes. You can see all the methods that the routes is calling, then also the route methods itself, then what kind of middleware has been implemented on those routes, etc. I hope you got the point. Let me check it out that if it's working or not. Let's go here, refresh this page, click on why choose us. Okay, so it seems like we have our page. Look at here, we're getting why choose us. We have this subtitle as well, but we are not getting any kind of data. It's kind of obvious because we have to work with the table, but we will be working with the table later on. For now it's fine. So I guess that's it for this video. In the next video we'll be adding a new card at the top of this table. It will be a drop down card where we'll be adding our titles. It will basically hold a form, and we'll be using that form for update the title from for why choose us. Got it? So that's it for this video. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be making some changes into our why choose us page. I mean, in previously we added this card, right? So now what we will do, we will add another card before this card, which will contain our title forms. Got it? So let's start our work. Let's go to code editor. Now let's go to our index.blade.php of why choose us. Here we have another index. This is basically home index. I'll be closing it. We don't need that anymore. Okay, so here we have this card primary, which is basically holding our entire data table. Actually we have a section header. Fine, let me see. I guess I'll be copying this entire section and I'll create a dummy section at the top like that. Now here we have header, we have this create new button. We don't need this button anymore. Then we don't need this data table also. Here we'll be adding a form. Let me format it, document format. Perfect. Okay, now let me check out how the design looks. Refresh. Okay, so it is looking like that. We have this top bar title twice this time, so I'll be removing this one. We don't need that one. Here as you can see in this section we have this why choose us. I'll just remove this from here. We'll just take the first one. Let's refresh now. Okay, look at here, we have a card now in this position. Okay, so here we'll be adding our form, but I guess I'll be adding some sort of accordion here, like something drop down. Whenever we'll be clicking on it, it will drop down the form. I guess it will be more efficient for us, because if we add it add columns here, our design will not look that great actually. So if it's hidden, I guess it will perhaps look more good. Okay, so let's open our HTML template of admin panel. Let's see, do we have any kind of reference? Let's open my one. So here is my admin template. Just open any of the template from here. Okay, so I'll be checking the bootstrap. In the bootstrap we have card, carousel, collapse. Open the collapse. So here as you can see we have some example, accordion example, then we have this button example as well, right? So I guess I'll be going with the accordion, or we can also add a button as well, but I guess let's try with the accordion. Let's inspect this one. We have this entire column, actually call 12. For reference, I'll be just copying everything. Hover on copy, outer HTML. Perfect. Let's go to our code editor, and previously we added this section right here. I guess I'll be just comment it out, or what I can do here. Let me check it out, the HTML structure once more. We have a column, inside of it we have the cards, right? So here we have the section, then we have card. So I guess I'll be just comment out this portion and copy the code that we copied. Okay, so here we have a lots of code. Anyways, let's check it out how it looks. Not here. Let's go to our backend part, refresh this page. Okay, so it is giving us accordion. Perfect. So we don't need 3 accordion, we need only 1, which will hold our form actually. So what I'll do here is, let's go here and let's remove unnecessary divs. We don't need this accordion. Then we have another one here, just remove it from here as well. Okay, we have this panel one, we have this title accordion going on here. Let me check it out. So this is the title actually. I'll be changing the title to or we can just remove the header title. Actually, we'll be adding our title here in the button. We can call it why choose us section titles, something like that. Refresh this page. So it is looking like that actually. So when we are clicking on it, it is showing the form. Okay, but we have this blank spacing here. Let me see. I guess I'll be removing this div that we have called 12. Now let's see. Let's go here, refresh this page. So yeah, we have a large section right now. If I click here, it is opening the div like that. Okay, so I guess I'll be adding here some background because it is blending with the main background, so it is barely noticeable. Just remove everything from, I mean, comment out codes. Now I will format the code little bit. Okay, now let's open this one, and what I'll do here in the h4, or we have this portion, accordion collapse role button. I will add here, let's say btn primary. Let's see what's happened. Refresh this page. Okay, so it will not work like that. So I will add bg primary. It will be primary. Then let me check it out. Let's go here, refresh this page. So we have a background color now. I will add text light, and also will be adding some sort of padding here. So let's add pad 3, I mean p3. Refresh. Okay, so now it is looking more good than before. If I click here, okay, so it's working perfectly. Okay, now we can add our fields. Basically, as you know that in every section there is 3 titles. One is top title, second is main title, and third is subtitle. You can say, you can call it any other name, it's totally fine, but for me I'll be calling this one the top title, this one the main title, and this one subtitle. Got it? Okay, so what I can do here, let's go here and let's add some inputs. Okay, so here we have a p tag. We don't need the p tag here. So first of all, let's add here from not from control group. Then let's add here some text input. Let's add here class from control, something like that. And also we'll be adding label for it for better understanding. It will be top title. We can copy this one, paste it again and again. Second one will be main title, and third one will be subtitle, like that. Let's see, let's go here, refresh this page, let's open this up, and yeah, look at here, we have 3 fields right now. I guess I'll be giving a little bit of spacing between these columns. So in every form group, okay, so I made a typo here, group. Let's go here, refresh this page, open this up. Okay, so we have some spacing now, and we need a submit button here, so I'll create a submit button as well. Let me see, first of all, let me format the code a little bit. Then here let's add a button. The type of the button will be submit, and the class will be btn primary, and we can call it save. Okay, basically this will be a update form, right? This will be only an update form, and we'll be only able to update our titles. We'll be not able to create our titles. I mean, we'll be able to create the title, but only once. If our database doesn't have the titles, suppose currently we're working with the why choose us section, right? So this section will have 3 titles, as you know, that top title, main title, and subtitle. If any of those doesn't exist into the database, in the first time when we'll be clicking on the save, it will create those data, right? And it will create only one time. Next time when you will click on the save data, if the data exists, I mean save the form, if the data exists, it will update the previous data. It will not create a new data. Okay, you don't have to understand it right now, because whenever we'll be doing it, you'll be understanding more better way. For now, our design is looking perfect. We don't have to do anything else here. So I guess that's it for this video. In the next video, we'll be creating migration columns for our title. As I said, we'll be first of all working with the title, then we'll jump into our main section, which is why I choose a section. But we have to complete the title first. So we'll be covering it in our next video. That's it for this video. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Okay, so in this video, we'll be creating our necessary fields in our migration, as well as we'll be creating seeder for it. Got it? So let's go to our code editor, and first of all, what we will be doing is let's open our migration. So if you recall, previously we created a migration for our titles. If I go to migration, the last migration should be our migration. Yes, look at here, our table name is section titles. So here we'll be putting our columns. So let's define it. Basically, we will have only 2 columns. Okay, let me show you. So first one will be data type text, and the column name will be key. Okay, let's end this line. Now I'll just copy this one, paste it here, and second one will be also text input, and it will be value. This will be our 2 columns that we will be exist into the section titles table. Now you can ask why we are taking 2 columns. Basically because we will have multiple, I mean in our front end we have multiple section, and multiple section will have multiple titles. So why we are taking 2 columns here? Because we'll be storing those titles dynamically with a unique key name. So basically in the key column we'll be storing the keys, and in the value we'll be storing the values. Suppose currently we're working with why choose us, right? So this is our section, right? So this section will have total 3 titles. So what we will do is for each title we'll create a unique key name. We'll come with a unique key name, and we'll be storing the key inside of our key table. Let's say the first title, let's say y choose underscore top title. So suppose this will be our first title key, right? We'll be storing this key into the value, and also the corresponding value of the key will be the title's value. Let's say y choose us. If I go to Frontend, it will be more clear. Look at here, our top title is y choose us. So what we are doing here, we will create a key and we'll be storing the key inside this key column, and in the value table we'll be storing the value of that key. I hope you understand. So like that, we can come up with multiple or many unique key names for our titles, and we can store those in the keys, and in the value column we'll be storing value of them. It will be easier for us for work with. Everything will be dynamic. Whenever we need something, we'll be just calling the key and it will give us the value of the key. I hope you understand. If you don't understand, you will understand it clearly when we will jump into our actual logic. For now, just do as I am doing. So I took two columns, key and values. Both will be nullable for prevent any kind of further error. Make it nullable. This one also. Perfect. Now let's migrate it. We don't need any kind of other columns here. So let's open the terminal. I'll be clearing it. PHP artisan migrate. Press enter and we are done. Right, our table is migrated. Now what we'll be doing is we'll be creating some dummy datas, or you can say seeders, for our y choosers section, right? Because if we don't have any kind of data into our database, in that case we could use the seeders for create some seeder data for us. Now previously, if you recall, I created a factory for our y choosers section. If I show you, if I open the factory, look at here, I created a factory, y choose as factory, but I guess I'll be not using the factory. I'll be using seeder in this case, because our keys will be unique, but we cannot change those keys. Okay, key will be static but unique. Got it? No one can change the keys, I mean the title keys. We can change the values of them, but we cannot change the keys. So for that reason, I guess the seeder will be more better for us instead of using the factory, right? So what I'll do, I'll just simply delete the factory and I'll create a seeder for y choose us section. Let's go here, PHP artisan make seeder, and let's add here y choose us seeder. So this will be our name of the seeder. Press enter and our seeder has been created. Now you can open the seeder, which is inside the seeders folder. Then here, as you can see, we have a new seeder. Remember, in our user seeder, if I open it, look at here, we added multiple arrays into our users table. Similar way, we'll be doing it in our y choose us seeder as well. For 3 titles, we'll be adding 3 arrays and we'll be storing it. Okay, so as we are using insert, what we have to do, let's open the y choosers model, sorry, not y choosers model, open the section title model. Section title, let me see, this one. Inside the model we had the section title. So here I will add fillable, protected fillable is equals to, we have to register our columns into the fillable. So we have 2 columns, key and the value. This is mandatory, you have to add the fillable, otherwise we cannot mass sign our model. Okay, let's close this up. I'm currently at the y choosers seeder class. Okay, so here what I'll do here is I will call the section title model, section title. Here it is. Just click on choose it from the recommendation. It will import it at the top. here, as you can see, right? Okay, now we'll be doing the same as we did into the users, where it is, in the user seeder we use insert method. We'll be doing the same, insert. Okay, it will take a array. Instead of array, we'll be adding the multiple arrays. So as I said, there will be a key and a value, so we have to come up with some unique key. And as I said, key will not change no matter what happen. Key will not change. We'll be using that keys for changing the values of the key, but key will not change. As we're working with why choose a section, so let's come up with similar stuff. As we have 3 titles here, first, second and third, so I guess I will call it why choose. Okay, so first of all, obviously we have to add here the column name. Column name is key, and the keys value will be, our key will be why choose top title. So for the top title, this will be my key, and the value of this key will be, let's add here value. I can add any kind of value here. Let's say I will add lorem here. It will show error, obviously, kind of obvious. Or what we can do actually, instead of doing that, as we have some contents here, we can just copy it from here. It will be more better. So this will be the value of our this key. Got it? I hope you're understanding. Now this one is for the top title. That's mean for this title. For second one, we'll create another one. So we need a unique key for this one also. The why choose, it will be why choose main title. Okay, because this is the main title. Copy this one. We'll be putting it here as well, like that. Now the last one, just copy it, paste it here, and let's come up with a new title name, which will be why choose subtitle. Got it? And we can copy this entire thing and paste it here in this position. Okay, so we are good to go. We can end this one and we can format this entire thing. Okay, so I hope you understand how it will go. We added some keys, and these keys will store into our key column in the database, and each key will contain its corresponding values. Depending on the keys, we can fetch those values and use it at our front end. Got it? And about this key, you can add, you can add any kind of name you want as your keys, but make sure you add something meaningful, right? Like why choose top title. So by that I can understand that this is why choose top title. The first title, second one is main title, third one is subtitle. If you want to add anything else, you can add it, like why choose first title, second title, third title. It's up to you. But if you use your, if you provide your name once, you have to stick with it. You cannot change it in the next time, because we'll be calling these keys for getting the values, right? If we call it in our logic and at our front end, and then if you change the name, decide to change the name of the key, in that case you have to change it from all over your project. So come up with a unique name and meaningful name, and we'll be using those as our keys. So I guess that's done. Now let's open the database seeder, and what I'll do, I'll be registering this seeder here. So let's call this call, and our class name is why choose a seeder class. Nice. So now let's seed our data. We'll be running this class. So we can either go with PHP Artisan DB seed, which will basically seed all of these files, and we'll get error. Obviously these files has been already seeded, and if you want to run, if you try to run a file that already has been seeded, you will get integrity error from your database, and we want to avoid that. So instead of running PHP Artisan DB seed, just DB seed, let me show you how can we do that. We'll be specifically running this seeder. So let's add here PHP Artisan DB : seed, and I will add here a flag dash dash class is equals to, and I'll put this class name, which is y choose as seeder. Okay, just copy it and paste it here, press enter, and database has been seeded. Perfect. Now let me check it out. Let's go to our database manager, open. Okay, so here we have y choose us. Then let me see here, look at here, we have section titles, right? So open the section title and look at here. Here we have two columns, one is key and second is value. If I go to data, look at here in the data, we have now three datas. This is our keys and this is our value of the keys, right? Now we can write down query. Let's say we want to we want to fetch the top title of y choose us section. In that case, I'll be using this key in the while condition. So I'll select the row. That's mean if we select the row depending on this key, as I said, the key will be unique in each one. So we can use this key for grab the row. From the row, we can grab this actual value of our title, right? So our seeder is working fine. We seeded our dummy datas for y choose us titles. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand. In the next video, we'll be making the form that we created previously at our backend, this form, dynamic. Okay, so that's it for this video. I'll be seeing you at the next one. Okay, so in this video we'll be working with our form. So previously we already created our form design, and here as you can see we have three inputs for three titles, right? So first of all, what we have to do is we have to load our datas. In our previous video we created some seeded data, right? We created some dummy datas. We have to fetch those data here in this position. Then we will also handle the form as well. Handle the submission of the form, and in that portion we'll be seeing how to work with the update logic. So first of all, let's fetch our data. Let's go to our code editor, and let me close this up. This one also, this seeder, we don't need this admin.php anymore. We have our y choose as controller. We need the controller. Let's open the index.play.php of y choose us. Go to y choose us folder and open the index.play.php. So let me see, here we have our accordion, and inside of it we have our inputs, right? And I forgot to add here a form, so I will cut all of these inputs with the submit button, and let's add a form here. Okay, so inside the form, let's put our inputs. Let's make it format. Okay, now first of all, what I'll do is I'll be putting name for the inputs. Okay, so let's select all of this input one by one, and let's add here name attribute. And for the first one, we'll be adding the same name as we add the key name into our database. Let me see, let's go to our database manager. Look at here we have the key for the top title, which is this one. Copy it and paste it here. We are using the same keys as our input name. It will make easier for recalling our key names. Okay, so just copy this one next, which is main title. Then the third one is this one. Just paste it here like that. Got it? Okay, now what we'll be doing is we'll be going to our controller. Here is the controller, and we'll be fetching all of these keys that we have, and we'll be passing the values at our front end. Okay, so let's do it then. Here is the index method. From here we are returning our index view, right? So here I will add a variable. Let's add here a variable title is equals to, now we will call our model, which is section title. This one, look at here, VS Code is giving me hint. Click on it and it will import the model at the top. Okay, now we have to fetch the datas depending on the key. So what I'll do is let's add a new variable at the top. I will call it key, okay, and it will be an array. Instead of it, we'll be putting all the necessary key names. So currently we're fetching titles for wire chooser section. In our this table, in our this section titles table, there will be lots of items, or you can say lots of data for other sections. Like each section will have their own titles, right? So from those we have to only grab the titles those we are working on. Like currently we're working with wire chooser section, right? So we need only the titles for the wire choosers, right? We don't need other titles, other section titles, right? For that, what I'll do, I will just copy these key names that we used, paste it here, copy this one, paste it here as well, copy this one and paste it at the third portion. Okay, so we put it all of our keys inside an array, and depending on the key we'll be fetching our rows. Got it? So here what I'll do, I will add a where in condition, and the table that we will be searching in will be key table, and what we'll be searching, we'll be searching for this keys. Make sure you call it keys actually, because we have multiple keys. So this one, now we can add here get, like that. Okay, now for make sure, we can add here die-dump and see what kind of data we are getting. Just copy it, paste it here, like that. Let's go to our front end. Here's the front end, refresh this page, and look at here, we're getting 3 items. If I open this one, we have a collection. In the collection we have our datas, right? Look at here, we have the key, and here is the value of the key, right? But here we have a issue. Look at here, the array keys, or you can say collection keys, are 0, 1, 2. So if I want to access the first one, I have to use this index for access it, right? If I show you what I'm trying to say here, suppose from the title I want to access the first title, which is why I choose top title. I cannot do it like this. Actually, I cannot do it like that. If I go here, refresh this page, it will give us error. Look at here, it is giving us error. It's saying property why I choose top title does not exist into the collection. If I go here, so we are trying to access it like an array, as an object. It is the object, it is a collection, right? But we cannot access it like that, like a normal object, because if I again remove this portion, let's go here, refresh this page. Look at here, in the item array we have the 3 items. Each one is a collection, but it is all of them are in their own index numbers. Look at here, in the 0 we have the first one. So first of all we have to access the 0, then we can access the rest of the thing. Like if I want to access the first one, that's mean I have to add here 0, because the first one is inside the 0 number index. If I open the attribute, look at here, in the attributes we have this key, right? And we have the value, and we need the value. As we are accessing the first 0 index, that's mean this is our first title. We don't need this key anymore, we need the value of it right now. So access the 0, then access the value, like that. If I now go here, refresh this page, you'll be seeing that we are getting why choosers, which is our first title. If I go here at the database manager, look at here, the first title is why choosers. So we can access it like that, but it is really misleading that what we are trying to do here. It can be little bit confusing. So instead of doing that, if I remove this portion, let's refresh this page. If I open it, currently for access our data we have to use this index for access it, right? but what I'm trying to do, I want to access it like a normal array or normal object, as we do, as we have a key, as we have a value as well. So whenever I'll be calling the key, it will give us the value of that row, like a normal object, how we do normally. When we fetch anything, we call the column name and it give us the value, right? Similar way we'll be doing the same procedure. So we have to structure our this array. So what we can do here is, instead of using get, we can use bulk. Okay, in the bulk we will add our column name. So in our table, I mean in our database table, we have two columns, one is key and second is value, right? So let's define them, key and the value. Okay, it will structure our entire array, and it will just give us a I mean structure array with key and value. Let me check it out. Let's go to our front end, refresh this page. If I open this one, okay, now look at here, it's working, but we are missing one item. If I zoom it a bit, okay, so we should have 3 array, but we're getting 2 array in the collection, right? And look at here, in the key, as I said, in the array key, we want this one, right? This is our key. If I go here at the code editor, sorry, in the manager, look at here, this is our keys, right? So this we'll be using this one as our array keys, and this will be our values, but it is split. I mean, not split, actually it reversed. We are getting our value in the key portion, and in the value portion we are getting the key, right? So that's what happened when you use bulk. So in case of the bulk, the value have to be always at the first and the key have to be always after the value. So what it will do, it will structure your array like this, key and then value. Okay, if we follow this approach, so it will do it like that. Sorry, we can make it like here, it will just do it like that, value then key. We don't want that, right? Just reverse it, just cut this one, value, and put it at the first, and key will go after the value. Now if I go here, refresh this page, look at here, we're getting 3 items because our keys are now in unique. Look here, now in the keys we are getting our keys, and in the values we are getting our values. Perfect, that's what we want, right? So yeah, our array is now structured how we want. Now we can use it easily. I hope you understand what we are doing here, right? And as you can see, this bulk method will return you a array, it will not return you a collection. That's why we are getting our items in a array. So this means we cannot use arrow sign for access our these keys. It will throw us error. If I go here, refresh this page, you'll be seeing that it is saying property doesn't exist in the collection instance. So we have to access it traditional way, like we access a array key like that. If I go here, refresh this page, look at here, we're getting our data. Perfect, right? So you can convert it into a collection if you want, but fine, I'll be not converting it, so leave it as it is. Now what we have to do, we have to pass it in our front-end part in the index. So I'll be using compact for that. Just pass the titles, right? Okay, now let's go to our index.play.php, and what I'll do here, we have to take some value attributes here. Let's add the first one, curly braces, and let's put here the titles, and from the titles we'll be accessing our first key, which is y choose top title. Okay, now let's go here, refresh this page. Let me unzoom it. Let's open this one. Look at here, in the top title we are getting our dynamic value. Great. Now we'll be doing the same for all of this stuff. Just copy this one, paste it here, and this time we have to add our second key, which is choose main title, like that, and third one will be value. Okay, we don't need the value, we can paste it like that, and we can call it subtitle. Now if I go here, refresh this page, open it up, look at here, we have our all dynamic data set into our inputs now. Perfect. So that's all we need for now. The next thing what we have to do, we have to handle this form submission. So I guess that's it for this video. The form submission part we'll be handling in our next video. So see you at the next one. Okay, so now we'll be working with our title update feature. So let's start our work. Let's go to code editor and let's open our admin.php, because we have to register a new route. Though in our controller we have several methods like create method, show method, edit, update. We have all the available CRUD methods, but this all will be using for the why choose us section, main CRUD. That's mean the CRUD that will be creating for this portion, right? For the title, we have to handle it separately. We have to create a separate method and route for handle the title update stuff. So let's go here. Though we'll be using the same controller, don't need to worry about that. Let's go to admin.php and we'll register a new route. As we are using a resource route, it's always better if you are using a resource controller. Actually, whenever you are using a resource controller for handle any other route, you have to register the route before that resource controller. Resource route register it after the resource route. Go to top of your resource route and create your new route. Let's say in our case it will be put, right, because we will be updating our stuff. And let's say I will call it why choose title update, something like that, and we'll be using the same controller. So as I said, if you are using a resource controller for for handle a new route, like normally resource controller have several routes, like 5 or 6 routes in total, right? Now suppose you want to add another route and you want to use the resource controller for handle that route, right? So for that, always create your route before your resource controller, or you can say resource route, actually, like that, as I'm doing here. Let's add here class, and I'll be putting a name of it because it will we have to add the name manually, because this is a manual route, or you can say new route. Okay, so here I will add, let's say, why choose title dot update, something like that. Let's send this up, and obviously we have to add our method here, because we have to create a new method for handle our request. So let's add it here. It will be update title, something like that. Okay, so we created a new route for update our title, and we are using our resource controller for it, right? But as this route doesn't exist by default in the resource controller, that means this controller will act like a normal controller. You don't have to think about it is a resource controller, it will not work or anything. But make sure if you add a new route and you are using your any kind of resource controller, always register your route before the resource controller. Don't put it after the resource controller. Sometimes it conflict with the normal resource routes and the methods, so in that case you can get errors. So it's a good practice to put your route at the top of your resource controller. Now let's copy this method. Let's go to our controller, and somewhere, let's say after this update we can add it. Actually, let's create the function. You can add here public. If we don't add the public, it's also doesn't matter. because Laravel will automatically resolve it as a public if we remove it. Anyways, let's add the public. Then we will be needing the request. Okay, so let's add here the request class. Then let's add the request instance. We could have created a separated request class for handle our validation path, but I guess I'll be not doing that because we have less amount of data. We have only 3 data at our, we have only 3 fields, and we have to create lots of title for, each section will have their own titles, right? So for each section, creating a separated request class, it will be a little bit headache. And also we have only limited amount of fields, right? So what I'll do, I'll be validating all of this data in my controller method. We'll be not creating a separated request file for it. Got it? Okay, so for now what I'll do is I will add here the item, the request instance, and call the all method. I just want to see that are we hitting this method or not when we'll be accessing our route. Okay, now what we have to do is let's go to admin.php in our route file. I'll be just copying this route from here and we'll be putting it into our form, right? So our form is in the index.blade.php. Now what I'll do here is our form. Let's add an action here, action route, as we're working with admin, so we have to add the admin prefix here and put our route here. Perfect. As we're using okay, so we added we have to add the method will be post in the HTML. We'll be changing it inside of our form again dynamically. Let's add the CSRF, and we have to change the method type will be put, and we have to put it inside the form, right? So by default, it instead of using this one, it will convert it into a put method. Okay, so everything seems fine. We added the names for our inputs. Yeah, it seems fine here. So let's go here, refresh this page first, and we'll be submitting the form. Let's hope that nothing goes wrong. Let's click on save. Okay, so it is saying that put method is not supported in this route. Supported get and post. Let me see. Let's go to our admin. Yeah, I already added the put method here, so why it is saying that put method doesn't exist? That's odd. Let me see. It is coming from here. Let's go to our index, and we added the method put, we added the post. Here is our route update, and we registered the route before the resource, but still it is giving us error. Okay, so let me check out the route actually. Let's run route list, and what we can do, we can go to admin and we can just copy this URL that we added. Let's copy this portion. Let's go to our route list and paste it here. Okay, so here is our route, right? Look at the method. It is put. Sure, it is put. So why it is not working actually? Here is our route name, yChoose title update. It is calling this method inside the yChoose controller. Okay, so it seems fine. Let me check it out again. Let's go to our code editor. Let's go here. We're using the same stuff, admin yChoose title update. Let's try it again actually. Let's go here and give it a hard refresh and try to submit it again. Let's go here, refresh. Let's click on save. Okay, so look at here. We're submitting our form in this position. Why choose us, not in our specific title that where we want to submit it? So something is wrong. Okay, so yeah, I added here except it will be action, right? So yeah, here was the issue. Let's refresh this page. Let's clear this up. Now let's click on save, and look at here, we're getting all of our data. Here we have our keys and the values of it. Perfect. Now we can validate our stuff, and then we can store it into our database table. Let's go to controller. Here is the controller, and I'll remove this portion, and what I'll do here is, let's call the request validated. Let's add here the fields. The fields will be the key names that we are passing here. The field names are, and the key names of our yChooser's title keys are same. So you can add anything here, I mean any kind of input name you prefer, but for usability, I mean it will make our life a little bit more easier if we use the same as our input name and database table name, and not the table name, I mean key name same. So here we just copy and paste the first title key, and for this one none of the inputs will be required. Remember that if the admin don't want to add this first title, he can just put the input, I mean the input field empty, first input field empty. In that case, this will not render. Got it? So none of the fields will be required by default, but we will be checking the length. Okay, so we are getting an error here. It's kind of obvious it is coming from here. Let's end this line, refresh this page, resend. Okay, let's die dump it because we need the keys. Request all, end this line. Let's go here, refresh this page, click here, save. Okay, so we are working with the first one. So here what I'll do here is I will add a max length here. Okay, here have to be inside of it. It will be 255, the max length of our titles. This validation will be enough for us. Let's go back. Let's copy the second input name, put it here. Let's add a max length 255. As we're using a text input, it's totally fine if we don't add any kind of max length, but why not add it actually? I guess I'll be limited it a little bit more. Let's say first one will be 100, second one will be 200, and third one will be 300. And third one is basically a subtitle description type of stuff. So for that one, I'll be giving a greater range actually. Okay, perfect. Now just remove this one. This will be our validation. Perfect. The next thing what we have to do, we have to update our data. As I said, this will be work as a update form. Okay, it will only work as a create form when there isn't any kind of data in the database. We are using the keys, right? We're using these keys where we're storing the values. So if this any of these three keys doesn't exist, in that case this form will create that key for us and put the value there. And if it finds that key already exists into the database, like currently as we seeded the data, so our data already exists, in that case it will just update the data, it will not create it. I hope you understand. Let me show you what I'm trying to say. Okay, so one by one, for each one we have to create a query. Let's call our model, which is section title, like that, and we will call a method which is update or create. Okay, if you don't know about this method, you could have guessed it by its name, right? What it will do, it will update your data if the data exists into your database. Otherwise it will create the data for you, right? So that's why the method name is update or create. Got it? Okay, so we'll take a array, not here actually, just array enter. We'll take a first array, and here we have to add the first item that we want to check, right? So I'll call my key, which is my column name, database column name. That means this one, key, right? And I will check that if this key exists into the database or not. Let's put it like that. And in the second one, we will add the value. So in the second array, I will add the value, and the value will be our request, this one, why choose top title, because our field names and the column names are same. So from the request, we are accessing this one, the value of the why choose top title. Got it? In this line. So what this query will do, it will check in the key column of our database that this value exists or not in the key column. If it does, it will just update the value of it, right? If it doesn't, it will create a data with this key and the value. It will insert this key, and in the value column, it will insert this value. I hope you understand. Just copy this one, paste it twice because we have 3 entries. We'll be doing the second one. Just copy it. This will be for the second, and just put it in the request also. We'll be checking the why choose main title. If it doesn't exist, it will create it with this value, and same wise, if it exists, it will update it. Copy it, paste it here also. Make sure you are doing everything right, otherwise it can cause issues. Okay, so everything is perfectly done. Now we will add a toaster. We can change success toaster, and we'll add a message, updated successfully, something like that in this line. Now we'll just return redirect back. That's all we have to do in the update title method. Now the time to check it out that everything is working or not. Let's go here, refresh this page, click on OK. Now I will click on save, and look at here, we just redirect back, and you can see we are getting a success message. If I go to my database manager, if I refresh it, look at here, we didn't create any kind of data, right? All the 3 datas are still there. If I go now again, if I change something, let's say why choose us, this is the top item. If I change it to 1 to 3, why choose us 1 to 3, if I click on save, look at here, we're getting still the success message. Perfect. Let's go to our database manager, refresh this page. Look at here, the value has been changed of this why choose top title, right? But it didn't create the item, it just updated the item. So that's the magic of our this update or create method. It will check if the data exists. If it does, it will update it. If it don't, it will create it, right? That's it. So our this form is working perfectly right now. Okay, but we have an issue here that we have to resolve. Like suppose you just install the project and you have a fresh database. Okay, in that case, this it can be this these keys will be not exist by default, right? Though we created the seeder, that means if the user run php artisan dbseed, it will create the seeders for us. But suppose if the user doesn't, does not run that command, so what will happen? If I show you the practical example, if I delete these keys from my database manager, look at here, currently I don't have any kind of keys here. Keys are now that I have the values. If I now go to Frontend in this page, why choose us, refresh this page, look at here, our whole application has been broke just for we don't have the appropriate data. Look at here, is saying that undefined array key why choose top title. because this key doesn't exist. It is trying to access this keys, but this keys doesn't exist. Look at the 23 number line in this value. Look at here, we are accessing the variable, and from the variable we are accessing this key, but this key doesn't exist, so it is showing us error. So we have to prevent that. We'll be preventing this showing this error. That means if our data doesn't exist into the database, still we'll get no such kind of error. Got it? Let's go to front end. In the index.delay.php, here we have our values. Let me here, look at here is our variables. From there we're accessing the keys. What I'll do here, I'll put a @ in each of our titles. I added the first one. Let me show you. So previously we was getting the error from this key, why choose a top title. If I refresh this one, look at here, the previous error is gone. Now we were getting it from another line, 27 number line. Now the key is why choose main title. So that's mean if we put @, it's kind of work like isSet function, if you know, in the PHP. So it checks the variable that it is set or not. If it is not set, it doesn't show anything. It just handle the error by itself. Just put here @ in each of the variable. Let's go here, refresh this page. Look at here, our error is gone, right? If I open this one, look at here, all the input fields are empty. It's kind of obvious we don't have any kind of data right now. That's why it is empty. Now if I add here test, let's add here test 1 2 3. Let's add here more test. I'm just adding random values here. Look at here, in our table we don't have any kind of data. If I click on save, look at here, we're getting a success message. That means our data has been created this time. Let's go here, refresh it. So look at here, we're getting 2 datas. That means there is some issue. We should have get the 3 datas, right? So let me see, let's go here, and if I refresh this page, okay, I guess somehow we missed this subtitle. If I add some random stuff here, let's click on save. Our data has been updated. Okay, so subtitle, for the subtitle something is wrong. Let me see, let's go here, refresh this page. So we are getting 2 values right now, but we're not getting the third one. So something is wrong in our logic. Let's go to controller side. Yeah, look at here, I forgot to change the key for the third one. The third one key will be sorry about that, it will be subtitle. Somehow I, instead of copying, I just pasted it, so it is causing the issue. So we have to make sure the keys are right, the request keys are also right. Perfect. Now if I go here, refresh this page, let's go here, let's put some stuff here, let's click on save. Okay, we're getting the success message. If I go to database manager, refresh this page, look at here, we have our hard data, right? Now that's mean whenever our keys doesn't exist into the database, our logic is creating those keys and inserting the values, and in the next time whenever we'll be clicking on the save, it will just update the content. It will not create new datas. Like now, look at here, we click on save, but we still getting the 3 datas. So everything is fine. The last thing what I'll do, I'll just again copy all this stuff and pasting some meaningful values here and this one. Save it. So our data has been saved. If I go to database manager, refresh this page, look at here, our value has been changed. So that's it for this video. That the video gotten really long, sorry about that, but I hope you understand. Our title segment is complete for why choosers. Now we'll be using this same approach for all of our section titles. Whenever we'll be working with a section, we'll be creating this title if that section have the title obviously at our front end. So we'll be just copy pasting this stuff and it will not take that much long that it did in this video. So anyways, I hope you understand. If you have any kind of question, you can ask me in the Q&A section. So I'll be seeing you at the next one. Okay, so from this video we will start working with why choose as root. So previously we completed our why choose as titles and it is working fine. Now let's focus on the main section, which is this card section. For this cards we'll be creating a root at our backend point. So in this video what we'll be doing is we'll be creating the migration, right? I guess we already created the migration. We'll be adding the columns and we'll be also adding the shaders for our table. Let's open the migration folder and let's see. Yeah, we did created a migration previously, so here it is. Why choose us? Perfect. Okay, so here let me brainstorm what kind of fields we need. Look at here, as we will be working with this section. Each section contains 3 items. One is the title, second is the one is the icon, second is the title, and third is the short description, right? So it's kind of obvious there will be 3 main columns into our migrations, or you can say into our database table, right? Then we can also add some more columns like status and some other stuff. It's totally up to you, but these 3 columns, or you can say 3 items, is mandatory. We have to create 3 columns in our backend for these 3 options: icon, title, and short description. Got it? Okay, so I guess I'll be creating 4 columns. One will be for the status as well. Okay, let's start with our table. Let's register a new column here. First of all, for the storing the icon, we need a string field. It will be icon. Basically here we'll be storing the class, icon class. Actually I don't think they use here the font awesome icon. Let me see if they use here icon. Yeah, they're using FAS. Yes, they're using here font awesome icon. Basically it is using font awesome 5 Pro icon family actually. Okay, so we'll be storing here the class. No matter what kind of font awesome icon we use, basically font awesome icon use classes for show the icons, right? We'll be storing the icon icon class inside of this string input. Let's copy, paste it here. After that, what we have the title portion. So title, let's paste it here. Then we need a short description, like that. And will it be a string field? I guess string field will be perfect for it because it's supposed to 55 characters, ledgers, so it should be enough because we don't have much data here. Or for safety purpose we can add here text. You never know if the user want to add here lots of data, so our application should have handled it as well. The last thing that I want to do is I want to add a boolean field here, which will be boolean. Let's make it a status. If user or you can say admin want to disable a item, he will be able to disable it depending on the boolean field. I'll be adding here a default value as well. Default, it will be, by default it will be 1. Perfect. So I don't think we need more columns for our why choosers table. Let's migrate it. So let's go here, PHP artisan migrate. Okay, so it is saying that nothing to migrate. Previously we migrated our title table, section title table, migration table. In that case, what happened is this table has been also migrated, so that's why it is showing us nothing to migrate, because this table has been already migrated. Let me see. Let's go to database. Look at here, we have this why choosers table, and this table is currently empty. It doesn't have any kind of column. Okay, so we have to remigrate this table again. So let's try to remigrate this table, then we will try to migrate it again, right? And we'll try to do it via not touching other migration the tables that already has been migrated, right? We want to preserve their data. So what we will do, let's add here php artisan migrate rollback, then we'll be specifying the path is equals to, so our migration path is inside database folder, so let's put here slash database slash, inside of it we have migrations folder, migrations, then we have to put our migration file name. So here, as you can see, this is our migration file name. Make sure you copy it with the extension, just copy it and paste it here. So we are adding the full path of our migration here that we want to roll back, right? Let's press enter and look at here. It is saying that migration not found section, and okay, so this one is another one, and this one is our why choose us table. Okay, so this one has been done. That's mean this portion this table has been rolled back. If I go to my database manager again and refresh this one, okay, so it is saying that SQL not found. It's kind of obvious because we just deleted the table. If I refresh it, if I open it, look at here, we don't have the table anymore, right? If I open the section title, if I go to data, look at here, our data are preserved. We didn't touch our migrated tables, we just specify which table we want to roll back. So we roll back the specific table, migration table for us. Now what we have to do, we have to remigrate this file. So I'll just clear this up. Let's again, this time what I'll do, I will just put here, instead of rollback, I will add migrate, or instead of that you can just as our data has been our table has been removed from the migration, so you can just run php artisan migrate, press enter, and our table has been migrated. Perfect, right? So that's how, if you have a single table that you want to work with in the migration, you can do it like that. Most of us get confused by that, like if you did mistake in any of your table, you don't know how to handle it. There are a couple of commands for migrating and remigrating, but most of our basically delete your database entirely, then remigrate it. So this time we followed another approach. We selected the file that we want to drop, so we just select that specific migration and dropped it, and we just remigrate it. Right now, if I go here in the table, if I collapse this one and refresh this page, open this one and open this why choosers table, look at here, all of our columns are now available. Perfect, right? Okay, now we have to work with our seeders. Let's see. So previously we created a seeder for our title. Look at here, it is why choosers seeder. Basically I named it wrong actually. We shouldn't call it why choosers seeder. We should call it, we should have called it why choosers title seeder actually, because why choosers seeder will be help us for seed data for this why choosers table. It will not help us for seed the titles. So currently we created this seeder by name why choosers seeder. I will change the name actually. Do as I am doing, it will be why choosers title seeder, right? We change the file name. Make sure you change the class name as well. It will be title seeder, why choosers title seeder. I'm again saying make sure everything is perfect, otherwise it will throw error when we will try to db seed. Got it? Now we have to go to our db seeder and we have to remove this one. We have to add here why choose us title seeder. This one will be our class. Got it? That's all we have to do. So we just change our seeder name with a new one. Now what I'll do for why choosers CRUD, the CRUD that we're working on, we'll be creating a factory for that, right? We don't need the cedar file for that. We'll be creating a factory and we'll be using faker for fake our this datas, right? So let's create a new factory. Let's clear this up. PHP artisan make factory, and our factory name will be y choose us factory. Perfect, right? Enter. Our factory has been created. Now we can go here. Now we know what kind of fields we have in the database, so depending on that we can add some dummy contents here. First is icon, so we'll be using the pick helper function. From there, let's see what we can add here. Do we have any kind of icon something here? No, not, we don't have any kind of icon method. So what I can do here, instead of using faker, we can add a static icon class here. Okay, let me go to the font awesome, as we'll be working with the font awesome icons. Font awesome.php. Okay, now let me search anything from here. Let's go here and you can take any of the icons you like. Let's say I will take the paperclip, just copy it, copy the not copy the entire thing, just copy the class of it, right? So I will just copy it, paste it here, and I will just cut the class. Will be not storing the HTML. Got it? Let's go at the code editor, paste it here. So we are just adding the class here. Got it? Okay, so after the icon, what we have the title. So let's add here title. Now we can use the faker. Let's call it fake, and we can add here string or something, not the string actually, sentence, right? After that, what we have here is short description. So let's copy this one and put it here. Let's add here fake, like that, and here also we'll be adding sentence. It's totally fine. The next one will be the status will be the boolean. So fake boolean, and we're good to go, right? We'll be registering it into our database seeder. Here we previously added this one factory, right? I'll just copy this portion, paste it here, and this time we will call our y choose us model, like that. And in the factory we are passing 3. It's totally fine. We'll be creating 3 datas and we're calling the create. Okay, now let's use the tinker for generate our dummy contents. PHP artisan tinker. Okay, it is taking a little bit time. Okay, it's fine. Let's clear it up. Let's add a backslash, call out this model, which is y choose us model. From there I will call : factory. Inside of it, let's add how many factories we want. 3. Create. Press enter. This saying that y choose us doesn't exist. Let's end this line. Okay, so it is not finding the model actually. So for that, what we can do here is let me see, we can again add the same stuff, but we'll be adding the full path. So inside the app, let's add a backslash. Inside the app we have a models folder, right? Here is the models folder. So let's add here, in this position, models, then backslash. Inside the model we have our this y choose us.php, which is our model, right? Now let's press enter. Look at here, our data has been created. So we added the full path of our model, then we call the factory create, and it created 3 datas for us. Now if I go to my database manager, refresh it, let's click on this button, let's click on data. Look at here, we have in total 3 datas inserted into our this why choose us table, right? So I hope you understand. That's it for this video. In the next video we'll be start working with our create feature. Till then, bye. Okay, so from this video we'll be start working with our create feature. So in this video we'll be designing our create page. I mean, we'll be adding our necessary inputs there. Then in the next video we'll be handling our storing part. Got it? Okay, so let's start our work. First of all, what we have to do, we have to add the create route into our this create new button. So let's do it then. Let's go to code editor, and I'll be closing all of this stuff. We don't need them. Let's close it up. Now let's open the resource view, and first of all we'll create a file, not Frontend. Open the admin, why choose us. Inside of it we'll create a create.plate.php, okay, which will hold our create form. Okay, for now just leave it empty, or we can add some content here. I can open the slider. Actually in the slider we have this create blade as well, which contains some fields, right? I'll just copy everything from there, and let's go to create.plate.php, paste it here, close the previous tab. Okay, so it has some stuff like image field and other stuff. We don't need the image field, we'll be removing them, don't need to worry about that. For now just return this view. Before that, let's add the link at our index. Let's open the index blade and let's find the create button. Here, as you can see, here is our anchor tag. In the anchor tag we have the slider create, so we will replace it to why choose us dot create. Got it? If I now go to Frontend, refresh this page, let's click on OK, let's click on create new, and look at here, we are at the create route. Right now all we have to do is let's go to our controller side, which is why choose as controller. Okay, so here let's go to top. Here we have the create method. Return the view from here, return view admin dot it was in the why choose as create, so it will create the view file. We can also add here view this one, eliminate contracts view, so this will return the view. Then that's it. Let me check it out now. Let's go here, refresh this page, and look at here, we're getting our view page. Fine. Now what I'll do is I'll be removing most of this stuff, because we will be needing 3 fields, I mean in total 4 fields, because we have 4 columns, right? 1 2 3 4. So let's do it then. Let's go to code editor again, let's open the view file, and we'll be removing this image portion. We don't need that one because we'll be not uploading any kind of image. After that we have this offer label, this one is also a text input, then we have the subtitle, then we have short title, so remove this one. We have short description, fine. We have the button, remove this one, we don't need that. So we have 3 input fields and 1 select input. Let's go here, refresh this page, look at here. Okay, so it's looking great. Now we have to change the title. First will be the title, sorry, first one will be the icon, second one will be the title, third one will be the short description. Perfect. Title, and we'll change this name to icon. Basically we'll be changing this input. Here we'll be implementing a icon picker, bootstrap icon picker, so we don't need this input, we will be replacing it. For now let me check it out, refresh this page. Perfect. We'll be changing this title, it will be why as section. something like that. Okay, just copy this one, we can put it here as well. We can change it to create item actually, like that. Okay, let's go here, refresh this page. So yeah, everything seems fine. Now what we have to do, instead of this icon field, I'll be taking a icon picker. So what I'll do here is I'll search for icon bootstrap icon picker. Just search it, and let me see, I'll be using, I guess, this one. Let's click on the first one. Okay, so this is the package, bootstrap package, that we'll be using. Okay, I'll be providing you the link, or you can say this repo documentation link in the attachment. Check the attachment, you will find this link. Okay, look at here, our visuals will be like that. From here you can when you will click on the button, it will open a pop-up. From there you can select a icon, right? So we have to implement this one into our project. Okay, yeah, here we have this example. So yes, our example will look like that. Perfect. So first of all, what we have to do is we have to download the package. It doesn't come with CDN, so we have to use it by downloading it. Go here and let's click on code, download zip. Just wait a bit. Okay, now let's go here and I'll be unzipping it. So let's just simply extract. Okay, so our file has been extracted. Let's open this one, and we have to find the JavaScript portions. Let me see, we have CS, we have src js, we have the icon picker.js, fine, and we have the css. In the css we have the css. Let me check out the js icon set. So here we have some icon sets as well, like for font awesome 4, 5, 6. Anyways, we'll be not using that one, we'll be using this bundle one, which is font awesome icon.js, which is 2 kilobytes. Okay, so we have to move this css and javascript into our project, right? So in another tab, what I'll do is, let's open my root. I'll go inside my project folder. So let's open the project. All of our source files will go inside the public folder, and as we are working with the admin, let's go to admin folder. We have an asset folder. Here we have CSS and JavaScript folder as well. Open the CSS folder. First of all, we'll be copying the CSS one. Let's go here, copy the CSS, and let's go this path, paste it here. So we pasted the bootstrap icon picker.css into our asset CSS of the admin. Now let's open the JavaScript portion. Similar way, let's go back. We'll be copying the first one, pasting it here. So it has been pasted. Now what we have to do is we have to import this one into our project. So I guess I'll be putting it into my master.plate.php. Make sure you open the admin one. Okay, so let's go to top. And what I'll do here is, let me see, we have admin toaster. I'll just copy this one, paste it here, and admin asset CSS, and we have to add here our CSS path. Let's open our public folder. Let me see the name. What is the public admin CSS, and here is our icon picker.css. Just select everything, copy from here. Let's go back to the master, paste it here like that. Got it? Let's go to bottom. Here we have our scripts. So I can copy this toaster one, paste it here. You can add it at the bottom, it's totally fine. I'm in this position. Don't add it at the last, actually add it somewhere in middle. Okay, so here we have to add the JavaScript of the icon picker. So let's collapse this one, open this one, and look at here. Here is the bootstrap icon picker. Yes. Let's copy it. Let's go back to our master.php, and what I'll do here is I'll be removing this toaster portion, paste this icon picker. Now the last thing what we have to do, we have to check it out that the links are correctly added or not. Let's give it a refresh first. Press Ctrl+U. It will give you the source code. Now let's check here. As you can see, bootstrap icon picker, I'll just click on it. Look at here, you can see this scripts. That's mean it's working. Let's go back. Let's go to bottom. We have to check out the JavaScript part also. Click on it. We're getting the JavaScript. Perfect. That's mean our CSS and the JavaScript portion, part is added into our project. Okay, so we have the I'm inside the documentation of the bootstrap icon picker. So let's check it out. We have the configuration stuff. We already imported this one, and also the icon picker, fine. But in their case, they took the file from the dist, but we took it from the src. Let me see. If we see any kind of issue, then we'll be moving the file from the dist. Anyways, now let's see how can we use it. If I scroll a bit, look at here, we can do it via attributes. Initialize a role attribute and put it like that. Take a button, inside of it you can add this role of it. Let me see. Let's go to our create blade. Okay, so here we have the icon, right? So instead of input, I will add a button here. Let's add don't add a class right now. Let's add a role like that. Just copy this portion, role icon picker. I'll be putting it here, and now let's check it out. Let's go to our backend part, refresh this page. Look at here, we have a button, and here we're getting the button stuff, but we're not getting any kind of icon. Let me see. Role, fine. Let's go to the documentation. I'll close this one also. Normally when we will add this one, it will automatically add all of the stuff here like that. Okay, here we have another example button. Copy this one and put it here like that. Let's check it out now. Let's go here, refresh this page. So our button is looking like that, but we cannot see any kind of icons. I guess we have to copy the JavaScript from the dist instead of src. That's why it's not working. I will add a beer here for give it a break like that. Perfect. Now let's do something about the icons. Okay, let me see. Let's go to our front-end part in the icon picker folder, the folder that we download. Look at here we have this dist folder. Previously we copied this JavaScript and CSS from the src. This time we will open the dist. We have CSS. One is min CSS, min.css, and one is normal CSS. I guess it is not issue from the CSS, it is from the JavaScript. Open this one. We have icon picker bundle, icon picker, icon set, icon picker, icon picker. Okay, so I guess I'll just copy this first one, icon picker bundle.min.js. Copy that one, and let's open our project. Not here actually. Where is our project folder? Okay, so I'm inside my project folder. Look at here, I'm inside the public admin asset. Go inside the JavaScript, paste it here like that. I'll be deleting the previous one like that. Let's copy this entire name and we'll be importing it. Let's open the master. Here's the master, and previously we added JavaScript here. We'll be putting the new one in this portion, the bundle one. Now let's go to our front end again, refresh this page. Let's see, click here, look at here, we can see all of our icons right now here, right? So perfect, our icon is set. If I select the icon, you'll be able to see the icon here. I guess I'll be changing the button color actually, so let's make it primary like that. Refresh this page so it will show like that. Okay, so now it is more visible. From here you can select any kind of icon. Icon will show here, and when we will click on create, it will basically send as the class name of the icon, and we'll be storing it into our database. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand. In the next video we'll be seeing how to handle this form. We'll be completing our create portion. So see you at the next one. Hello everyone. So in this video we'll be handling our create form. So let's start our work. Let's go to the code editor. Now the first thing what I will do is I'll be assigning some name for my fields. Okay, if I scroll a bit, here as you can see, here is our fields: icon, title, short description, and status, right? Let's start with the title. So for the name we have the title, fine. For the short description we have a short description as well, and for the status we have a name, status. Perfect. Now look at here, we have an icon field as well, right? But icon field is a button field, it's not a input field. So how can we will be getting the data from a button field? So for that we have to go to the documentation of the icon picker, bootstrap icon picker. So I am at the documentation of the icon picker. Just scroll a little bit, and here we'll find a alert: use icon picker in a form. So whenever we'll be using icon picker in a form, we can use this name attribute in it, and it will behave like a input, right? No matter what type of what type of way you choose for use the icon picker. Generally icon picker can be initialized, or you can say use via these two methods. Either you can put a button inside of it, you can define role icon picker, or you can use the div, and also inside of it you can put the role icon picker. So we are using basically this for this method, we are using a button, right? So all we have to do is we have to use a name attribute inside the button, and we have to provide a name as we do for the inputs. So let's say here I will add a name, and let's say the name of our this field will be icon, and that's all we have to do. Whenever we'll be selecting an icon, like let's say select a icon, and whenever we'll be submitting the form, we'll be getting the icon class as like we will get the data from the input. Got it? Okay, so let me check it out. So first of all, let's add the action stuff. So here we have the form. I have to change the route. It will be y choose as dot store, like that. We have a method here, and we have an type here. It's totally fine, though we don't have any kind of image here. Anyways, let's go to the controller. I'll be closing this one. Here is our y choose as controller, and here is our store method. So whenever we'll be hitting our this store route, it will basically call this store method. So let's dump our request. Let me check that are we getting all of our data or not, like that. Now let's go here, refresh this page, and I'll be just putting some dummy content here. Just add some dummy content, select a icon, any of it. Let's click on create, and look at here, we're getting all of our data. Look at here, we have an icon field, or you can say icon key, which is carrying the class value, the class of the icon. If I zoom it a bit, look at here, we have an icon key, and it have a value which is basically a font awesome class. Then we have a title, and this is our title, and we have short description and the status. Okay, so I hope you understand how we will get the data from the icon picker. Perfect. Now what we have to do is we have to validate those data, and then we have to store it into our database. So for validation, I'll be creating a separated class, request class. So let's go to terminal, and what I'll do here is php artisan make request, and I'll create the request inside the admin folder, and our request name will be y choose as create request, press enter, and our file has been created. Perfect. Now what we will do, let's go inside of it, make sure you make authorize true, like that. Close this up. Now in the rules we'll be putting our rules. So first is icon. So icon obviously will be required, so we'll add required. Do we need any other stuff? For make sure we can add some more, like max length could be 50 characters. That's it, that will do the job. Now the next one is the title. Copy this one, paste it as our key. Second will be required, and the max of the title will be 255 characters, not 355, 255 characters, because we are using a string as our data type. Okay, now next one is the short description. Let's put it here as well, and it will be also required. And let's add a max length here also. The max length will be 500 character. That will be far than enough. Then at the end we have the status, and what we'll do here is it will be obviously required and boolean, like that. So this will be our validation rules. That's all we have to do here. Now let's go to our controller side. We have to inject the class here. So let's add here y choose as create request. So this will be our request. It will validate all of our stuff. Now the next thing what we have to do, we have to insert our data as we did our validation stuff. That's mean now we can go through to, now we can focus on the storing part. After validation, we'll be just insert the data at our database. Now in previously we already saw how to store data in the database. We basically create a new instance of a model, then we just call the attributes and provide value for them, and then we call the save method for save the data at the database. So in this case, I'll be following another approach just for showing you guys that there are several ways in Laravel for storing the data. In this case, we'll be not changing any kind of stuff. The data that we will be getting from here, this form, we don't have to manipulate it, right? We'll be just click on the create button. Our validation will run. If it will check the validation, if it's find any kind of error, it will throw the error. Otherwise, it will give us the data that we will store. So there isn't any kind of changes in our data. Sometimes what we do, we modify our data in the controllers after getting this data, like image datas. We have to make some tweaks, right? We have to upload the image, then we have to store the path, and we have to do lots of stuff. But in this kind of simple form, what we can do, instead of creating an instance, normally how we store our data, I can call the model first. So our model name is y choose us. This is our model. Then add here colon. We can call a method which is create, like that. And inside of the create, what I can do, I can add here request, then chain validated. Okay, so here what we are doing, we're using the create method, and inside of it we are passing our validated data. Okay, so that's mean we didn't have to create a new instance of our model. Then we didn't add, we didn't access our attributes and assign new values for them. It just saves a lot of work for us. Now we have to check it out that if it's working or not. First of all, I will add a toaster here. Toaster, let's add success, and success will be created successfully, like that in this line. Then we'll just return to route, and our route will be admin y choose us index, and also we can type in this portion that it will return redirect response, like that. Now look at here, our controller is looking, our method is looking really clean this time. Let me check it out if it is working or not. Let's select a icon. We have some dummy contents here. Let's make it yes. Let's click on create. Okay, so we are getting a error this time. It is saying that builder argument must be a type of array null given. Okay, so I got it. It have to be a method. Actually, I just pass it as a property. It will be a method that will be calling. Let's go again, refresh this page. Let's select a icon. Let's click on create. Now look at here, we're getting another error. It is saying that add icon fillable properties to allow mesh assignment. That's mean Laravel is not allowing us to mesh assign our table, or you can say our model. So we have to enable the mesh assignment. For that, we have to go to the model, just open this yChoosers model inside the models folder. Now either we can add fillable properties. In the fillables, we have to define all of the columns as we did previously in our video. You have to add your properties or you can say attributes in the fillables if you want to make them mesh assignable. But there is another way. Let's add here protected, then guarded is equals to empty array, like that. Obviously you have to add a $sign here. Okay, so if you add this guarded empty array, that means you don't have to add the fillable. It will accept all of our attributes data, or you can say input data. It will accept all of them. Now you can say, is it secure? Yes, it is secure, because in our controller side we are only taking the validated data. We are not taking any other data, right? We could have passed here all. It will exactly work like same, but it is vulnerable. So instead of taking all of our columns, or you can say all of our input data, we'll be only taking the validated ones. Okay, so now let's check it again. Let's go here, refresh this page. If I click on create, look at here, we redirect to our index page and we're getting a success message. That means our data has been created. If I go to the database manager, if I refresh this up, look at here, we're getting a new data, but we're getting a empty here in the icon, because by default if we don't select any kind of icon, it will give us empty. Let me check it out again. If I add a icon here this time, let's fill data like that, make it yes. Let's click on create. So data has been created. Let's go to our database manager, refresh this page. Look at here, this time we have a class which is our icon class. Got it? So that's it. Our create portion is completed and it's working fine. So in the next video we'll be working with our index page, because we have to show our created data at our index page, right? So see you at the next one. Okay, so in this video we'll be working with our index page. We'll be showing our created data here in our data table, right? So let's start our work. Let's open the code editor and we'll be opening the data table that we created previously. Let's go to app data tables and we have this yChoosers data table, right? Okay, so as I'm seeing, our model name is wrong here. So for some reason it didn't took our model name. So look at here, it is underlining here. So I will remove this portion and let's add our model inside this query method. It was yChoosers, this one. Look at here, VS Code is giving me a hint. Click on it, it will import the class at the top. And yeah, now as you can see, we don't have any kind of error. If I go to my front end, refresh this page, okay, look at here, we can see our data right now, though our column is not right. So we'll be fixing it. Let's go here, and first of all what I'll do, I'll remove the unnecessary columns. Just go to get columns, and here we have the action column. We need the action column, just cut it and paste it at the end, because the action column I want to put at the end of our all columns, I mean in this position. Fine. Then we have created add, updated add, we don't need that. Then we have this example column, remove the text. First column will be for the icon. I guess I'll be putting 2 columns here, total 3 columns including the action column. Just copy this one, paste it here. Second one will be the title. I guess that's gonna be fine for us. If I go here, refresh this page, look at here, we're not getting any kind of error like back then, and everything seems fine. Now look at the ordering. Ordering is not good, so let's fix the ordering. Let's go to top. Here we have this HTML method, and here you will find this method called order by, which is 1. We'll make it 0, so it will order by this column, ID column. Refresh this page and look at here. The previously, or you can say lastly created data will be at the top, and the first data will be at the bottom. I mean, it is ordering by descending actually. Fine. So yeah, we are getting our stuff. Now what we have to do, first of all, we have to show the icon here. I like to show the icons of the cards instead of showing the icon classes. So for that, we have to create a custom column. As I said, if you are if we are not using the database column directly, if we put the database column name here, it will just show the column values at the front end. Like here, it is just echoing the value from the database, but we need a custom column. Instead of showing the values, we want to show some sort of HTML stuff like icon or any other thing. In that case, we have to create a custom column. We'll be processing the data and we will be returning our custom data. Let's go to top. We have a data table method. Here, as you can see, we have some chaining going on here. We have add column, set row ID. Fine. After the add column, I will add a new add column method. So name will be the icon, and in the second argument, what we will do is we will pass a callback function. Obviously, we have to take this query inside of it like that. Okay. Now what I'll do is from here I will return a I tag. Basically, you know that whenever we use the font awesome, we use the I tag, and there we put the class. So we'll be doing the same here as well. Return, let's add quotation, let's add a I class, and let's end this I tag. And in the class, what I'll do, I will, let's break this string, concat this query, and from the query, as you know, basically this query is the instance of our model, right? So we can just call our title from here. Let's end this line and it should work perfectly. Let's go to front end, refresh this page. Okay, look at here, we're getting the tag, but the tag is not rendering. So what we have to do, after this add column, I will chain raw columns, this method. Inside of it, I will add this column name icon, and second will be the action, like that. Now let's go here, refresh this page. Okay, so the icon is not showing for some reason. This could be the version of the font awesome. Let me give it a hard refresh, then let's check it out. Nope, it's not working. Let me inspect it. We have this TD, open this one, then we have, oh, sorry about that. Why did I add here title? It will be icon actually. Let's go here, refresh this page, and look at here. We can see the icons, right? These icons are not available because it is not matching with our version basically, and these also are basically seeded data. Remember, we created a seeder and there we added an icon from the font awesome. So seems like it's not working. The icon version is not supporting, but this icon we created previously in our previous video, so it's showing. So that's all we need actually. Now the icon is barely visible, so I will be putting here some sort of CSS. Let me see. Let's add a style tag here. Style, let's say font size, let's make it somewhere between 70 or 80 pixel, something like that. Let's go here, refresh this page. Okay, so it is really big, so we don't need that big actually. So I guess 50 pixel will be enough for us. Perfect. So that will do the job actually for us. We are showing our icons here. You can ignore these broken icons. Basically these are not rendering because of the version of the font awesome that we are using. So we'll be fixing it. We have to fix it into the factory that we created, but we'll be doing it later on. For now, let's create the buttons. We need the action buttons, right? So it will be easy. Let's go to the code editor, and here as you can see we have the action custom column. Here I will add a function, callback function by admin. Let's take the query inside of it, and from here we'll be returning our HTML buttons like edit and delete button. So what I can do, I can go to slider data table, and here look at here we have edit, we have a delete variable which is basically containing our HTML code for the buttons. I'll be just simply copy them from here, paste it here. Okay, you can just little bit beautify the code. So yeah, okay, so now what we have to do is look at here we have a route, so we'll be changing the route only. So here we have to add here y choose us dot edit, then similar way just copy this one, paste it here. Last one will be y choose us destroy. Got it? And from here we are returning our these two buttons. Now we have to check it out, are those working or not. Refresh this page and look at here, the buttons is rendering, but we have to add some sort of width here in the action. So I will go to bottom and let's make it 150 something. Refresh this page and look at here, our buttons are showing great, right? If I click on delete, our switch alert is working perfectly because we are using this class here, where it is here, delete item class. So that's why whenever we will be using this delete alerts class in a button or actually any kind of HTML element, it will convert as a switch alert button. So whenever we will be clicking on it, it will show this alert for us. So that's it for this video. Our index page is looking great actually right now. So in the next video we'll be working with our edit part. After that we'll be jumping into our delete feature. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Okay, so now we'll be working with our update feature. So previously, as you know, that we added our edit and delete buttons, right? And also these all have, these two have dynamic routes in them. If I click on edit, you'll be seeing that it will take us to the edit page, right? Now what we have to do, we have to return our view and we have to handle our form. So let's go to code editor, and first thing what I'll do is I'll create a new view file, or you can say blade file. Let me open, let's close this up. Public admin, not the public resource views admin, and we have y choose as. Open this one. Let's create a new file which will be edit.blade.php, and what I'll do, I will go to the create blade, copy everything from here, and let's go to edit blade, paste it here like that, because our create form and the edit form both will be same, right? Okay, now what I'll do is I will return the view from my controller side. So let's open the controller. Here is the show method. We don't need this method, just remove this one, and we have this edit method, right? it will return a view. So we can just copy this type hint, paste it here like that, and what I'll do here, return view admin dot y choosers edit, this one, right? Now if I go to front end, yeah, it will show error obviously because we're returning a view, so we have to add this one wave here, and yeah. Now what I'll do is, let's go to our front end part, let's click on a edit button, and look at here, we're getting our form. Now in the form we have to load our selected data, that the row that we want to, the row that we are trying to edit, right? So let's open the edit blade. First of all, we will change it to update item, then let's scroll a bit, we have this create button, we'll make it update button like that. Then we have icon, title, and other stuff. Let's go to controller again, and what I'll do here, I will add a variable, let's say y choosers. You can add any kind of variable name as you prefer, but I'm taking y choosers, fine. Let's add the model y choosers, right? So from here, what I'll do here, I will add find or fail, pass the ID of it, and we pass the variable inside the compact, just put the name. Now let's go to edit blade and let's put our content here. So let's add the title first. Let's add a value attribute. Inside of it, we'll be adding the variable y choosers. From there, we will accept the title like that. Then we have this text area. Let's add curly braces, y choosers, short description. This will be our attribute name like that. Now we have the select input, right? So for that, what we can do, we can use the selected attribute, right? And inside of it, we'll be adding the condition. So let's add the variable, not this one actually, y choosers, this one. If its status is equals to 1, in that case this will be activated. Otherwise, if the status is equals to 0, in that case this will be activated. I think that's it. Let's go here, refresh this page, and look at here, our contents are showing here. Now we have to make the icon also selected, the icon that we added while we created the data, right? It have to be selected here, pre-selected. So for that, let's go to documentation again and let's see how to set the data, icon data. Look at here, here we have icon set, then we have this data icon attribute that we can add into our button, and it will set the icon for us. Let me show you. Let's go here. Here is our button, right here. Let's say I will add data icon. Just take this attribute, let's add curly braces, put our variable name, and chain icon, which is our attribute. Let's go here now, refresh this page, and look at here, our icon has been pre-selected, right? So we showed all of our data, all the necessary data. Now we have to handle the form, right? So for handle the form, first of all, we have to change the action route. It is admin choosers, y choosers update. It will be update, and we have to pass the ID, dynamic ID inside of it. So y choosers, sorry, it have to be here, we choosers ID like that. And as you know that update method, update route accept only put requests, so we have to add method, make it put. Yeah, now let's go to controller side, and what I'll do here, we have the update method. I will add a diagram here. Let's check out the request. All. Let's go here, refresh this page, Let's click on update. Look at here, we're getting all of our data. Perfect. Now that's mean we are hitting our route. Now first of all, we have to add the validation, and I guess for validation we can reuse our previous validation class, which is this one. Why choose as create request? Because in the validation we don't have to do anything. There isn't any kind of changes for the update validation. Everything will be same. Icon will be required, title will be required, description and status will be required as well, and we have some max validation also. Okay, so let me make it a little bit short. Okay, let's go to our controller. Where is the controller? Here is the data table. Here is our controller. So what I'll do, I'll copy this portion, the request class name. Let's scroll a bit. Here we have the update method. Just paste it here. That's all we have to do here. Now first of all, we have to select the data from the database. I mean, select the row from the database. Then we have to update the data. So I will add y choose as is equals to y choose as find or fail. Let's put the ID inside of it. And what we will do here, if you recall, previously we used a method which is create for assign our database. I mean, make our work a little bit of easier. In the create, we are passing the validated data. So we'll be doing the same. I'll just copy this entire thing from here. Scroll a bit. Let's go here in the update. Just paste it here. Now this time, as we have an instance of our yChoosers method, what I'll do, model, I'll just cut this up. I mean, copy this up, paste it here, and chain another method instead of create, because we are not creating the data this time, we are updating it. So it will be update. It will do the same as the create, but it will this time update the data instead of creating it. Then after updating the data, what we'll be doing, we will be just showing the toaster and redirect the user back. We can also type in here that redirect response. So I'll be clicking on this one. Look at here, use eliminate HTTP redirect response. We'll be importing that one. And I guess that's it. That's all we have to do for here. Let's check it out. Let's go back, refresh this page. Let's click on update. Perfect. Look at here, we're getting a success message. That's when our data has been updated. Let me check it again. Let's make it something meaningful. Test item, and let's see if it's changed or not. Let's click on update. So look at here, our title has been updated. If I try to change the icon, let's say I want to select this one, and look at here, our icon has been replaced. Perfect. Now here we have a missing column. Actually here we have to add a status column as well for show the status, like which state in this item is, like active or deactive. So let's do it then. Let's open the database, yChoosers data table. Actually we will add a new add column here, add column, and the name will be status, and we'll add a function here. It will be a callback function. Make sure you add the query inside of it, and here from here we'll be returning our HTML code. Let's open the slider data table.php. We have a similar column in the slider table as well, so we'll be just copying stuff from there. Look at here, we have a status column here. So just copy this portion and let's go back, paste it here, and what we'll do here, we have to register it into our get column. So let's go here and after title we can paste it, and we will call it status, like that. Let's refactor our code a little bit. Yeah, let's go now, refresh this page. It's looking like that, right? We are just showing the string, so we have to render it. So in the raw columns we have to add our status column name. Let's go refresh this page. and look at here, you can see the status available here. So that's it for this video. I hope you understand. Our update feature is completed. In the next video, we'll be working with our delete feature. Till then, bye. Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll be working with our delete feature. We already completed our create and update feature. So the only one thing left is to complete our delete portion, and it will be easy actually because we already added the sweet alert in the button, right? So whenever we are clicking on the button, it is basically showing us the alert because of we have this class on it, which is delete item, right? And as you know that basically whenever we will click on this yes deleted, it will just send as request to our controller side, or you can see in our route, and it will grab the route from our anchor tag from this href attribute, right? Then we can process our download query. So we don't have to do anything here because everything is already placed in place, right? Because as we will be clicking on this yes deleted, it will send a as request to our this specific route, which is admin y choose as destroy. Then also we are passing the id, so depending on the id we can just delete it from our database. So let's open the controller side, y choose as controller, and scroll a bit here. From here, what I'll do is, first of all, let's add y choose as, something like that. Then we will call our model y choose as find or fail, and inside of it we can add the id. Then what we can do, we can just call the y choose as instance, and from there we can just delete it like that. And we can wrap everything inside a try catch, basically if we get any kind of error, so it will handle it. Let's put it like that. Then what we will do, we'll return a response, return response like that, and we will add a status which will be success, and message which will basically hold our message deleted successfully, something like that in this portion. Now we can add a catch portion here, and let's add a backslash exception. So let's use this exception class. Let's create an instance of it, e, and from there what I'll do, I can just copy this one and paste it here, right? And we can put our e, then get message, so it will give us the message. Now let's test it out if it's working or not. Let's go here, refresh this page. So yeah, let's delete one of our item from here. Yes, delete it. Okay, look at here, we just got a delete message and our page automatically reloaded. Perfect. And our item has been deleted, right? Now here I want to check another thing. Let's inspect this button. Look at here, we have our route in the href, right? So if a malicious user try to change this id, let's say a random id, press enter. Now if I try to delete this one, let's click on delete. Yes, delete it. Look at here, we got a reload basically, but our item didn't delete it, right? And we got a success message. Basically we should have get a error message, right? So let's check out our master blade where we added all of our script admin. Scroll a bit and let me check. We have the delete here and we have success. Okay, so why we got the success message? Because we are passing a success status. It will be a error status. Make sure you don't miss it, right? Okay, now if I show you again, if I refresh this page, let's edit the id again, something random, and let's click on this button and yes, delete it. Look at here, we're getting an error. It is saying that no query result for model app model y choosers. Then we have a error code, right? Now here we have a issue. Now this is a major issue because what we are doing, we are just sending the error message when we are getting any kind of error. So we change our ID here manually. Suppose we are acting like a malicious user, a user who is trying to hack our application. We added a ID and we are testing that if it's work or not. So as we added a validation in our backend part, that find or fail, in the controller find or fail, we added this find or fail. So it will check that if the ID exists into the database or not. If it doesn't exist, it will throw error, the error that we just saw. But if you noticed that we have an issue here, if I again submit it, look at here, we're getting no query result for the model is fine, but it is revealing our model name, which can be really a big issue. We'll be not exposing any kind of inner information our application to our user side. This is a bad practice. So in previously, I know I just added the get message, but as it is revealing some information about our application, now as our notifications say, the data that doesn't found in y choosers model. Now our malicious user know that there is a model called y choosers. That means he can also guess the table name of our database, which will be y choosers table, right? So we don't want to do that, so we will not show this sort of information. Instead of, we can add some other hard coded information, that let's say something, let's add here cursor, press Ctrl dot, it will give us some suggestion, something went wrong. Okay, so now if I try it again, if I refresh this page, now if I check it out again, if I inspect this one, let's put here some ID that doesn't exist. Let's click here, it will save. Now let's click here, yes, delete it, and look at here. Now we are getting a solid string of error that something went wrong, right? So the malicious user will be not able to what is going wrong. Actually here we are not specifying what is going wrong, we're just saying that something went wrong. So that's it. That will be for our this portion. I mean, why choosers root is completed. And about this issue that I just show you, this same issue we have in the slider controller as well, in the delete portion. Here we are returning the message, so I'll be just fixing it also. Just copy this alert and we'll be replacing it here like that. That's all we have to do. So perfect, our CRUD is completed. I mean, our y choosers CRUD is totally completed. Now only things left to show our dynamic contents at our front end part, right? So we'll be doing it in our next video. That's it for this video. I hope you understand, and I'll be seeing you at the next one. Hello everyone. So in this video, we'll be working with specifically on our front end side. That's mean we'll be showing all of our dynamic contents of y choosers section into our front end. Previously we completed our CRUD. We have now dynamic titles for the y choosers section, and as well as we have dynamic CRUD as well. So we have to show these data at our front end in this portion, right? So we'll be doing it in this video. So let's start our work. Let's open the code editor, and what I'll do is I will open this section. So I have to find it first of all. Let me see. Let's go to resource, view, then we have, now we are working with the front end, so we'll be opening the front end one. We are working with the home section, or you can say home page. So let's open the home. You can open the index.blade.php. So this section is our second section, so you can find it here. This is our first section, which is slider, and then we have this section, y choose. Inside the component folder, we have this y choose blade.php. Here you can see we have all of our data. Now first thing first, what we'll be doing, we'll be making these titles dynamic, right? So for that we have to fetch those title from our backend, or you can say from our database, and then we'll be showing it in this position. So we already know how to fetch the titles. We already created a logic inside this yChoosers controller, backend controller. Inside of it, look at here in previously, in this keys array we put it all of our necessary keys, and then with this where in method and park method we are grabbing all of those datas and structuring in an array, right? And then we can access this variable. We was accessing this variable for taking the title. So we'll be following the same approach. Okay, for now let's open our home controller actually, or I might say front-end controller actually. So let's open the front-end controller, this one. So from here we are returning our index view, right? Okay, so all of our queries will go inside of it, but for the title, because all of our section contains title, right? And if we add the title queries here, this method will go bigger. So what I'll do, I will create a separated method for handle the titles. I mean fetch the title for us. Okay, so what I'll do here, I will add a new function here. Let's add a function, public function actually. Let's name it, what we can name it, get section titles. This will be our method name, and basically it will return a array. So let's say add it like that. Now what we'll do, we will add the same query that we added previously into our yChoosers controller. Just copy these two portions from here and paste it here like that. Now here, as you can see, we are getting this error because of we have to import this model. Just press Ctrl plus space, it will show you the suggestion. Look at here, here is the model suggestion. Click on it and it will import the model at the top. Fine, so everything will be same. Here we have our keys array. Let's refactor it a little bit. I'll be just adding here like that. Okay, so as you know that in every section there will be titles, right? And we know this query will fetch the titles depending on the keys that we will provide in this array, right? So currently we added the 3 keys for the yChoosers, right? If we are working with any other section that we have the title, we'll be putting those keys as well here, and this query will structure those queries and create a single array for us. Got it? I already explained this code, so I don't think there is any kind of need for explaining it again. So now what we can do is we can just return this one. So instead of a variable, we can just return it like that. Got it? So it will return our titles, and we'll be holding those storing those title in a variable, and we'll pass the variable into our front-end index. So let's go here, and what I'll do, I will take a new variable which will be section titles is equals to. Now what I can do, I can call this method. Let's add this get section titles like that. So it will call this method, and this method will return an array, and we are storing the array in this variable, and we'll be passing it at our front end. Let's add here section title like that. Now we can access this array from our front end, and we can access these keys as well from the array. Got it? For make sure that everything is working, we can also diagram here this variable that actually we're getting our data or not. Just paste it here in this line. Now let's go to front end, refresh this page. Let's wait a bit. Okay, so we're getting an error. It is saying that get section titles return value must be a type of array collection returned. So okay, so it is not directly returning a array, it is returning a collection. So let's add here collection. database eloquent collection, I'll be selecting this one actually. Okay, so the return type will be collection. Now if I go here, refresh this page, it is still showing the error. Instead of database eloquent collection, it is returning basically support collection. So we have to add here support collection, and here as you can see we have to select this one, illuminate support, click on it. So it is saying support collection. We can call it actually collection only, and we can go to top. In previously we added the eloquent collection, right? Remove this one and look at here, this support collection have a alias right now, so I'll remove this alias from here. That will do the job. Now let's go here, refresh this page again, and look at here, we are getting our data. Look at here, it is basically returning the support collection. That's why we was getting the error, because we imported the wrong class. Open this one, look at here, we are getting all of our title. Here is our key, and here is the value of the titles, or you can say value of the keys. Perfect. Now we can just go here, remove this diagram from here, we don't need that, and we can go to our file. Let's say why choose as blade.php, and we'll be showing our stuff. So first thing first, let's add here curly braces, then I will add exclamatory signs, two exclamatory signs at the front and two at the back, and in between what we'll do, we will echo our data. So our variable name is section titles. In the section title, from the section title array, basically it is returning a support collection, but look at here, our main thing is a array. I mean our main stuff that is returning, it is a array. So we have to access it like array. Let's put here quotation, and what I'll do at the first one, we have to show the top title. So I will copy this key, which is choose top title, paste it here. Then we have the second one, I'll just copy this portion from here, paste it here, and you can copy this second key, which is this one, main title actually, paste it here. Then what we have a background shape image here, so let's make it dynamic also. Basically we'll be taking it from our storage, so let's add here front end slash and add here asset like that. Got it? That's it. Now the last one will be also same. We'll be using the p tag. Let's add curly braces, exclamatory signs, then the variable, put it here, and we'll be accessing the last one, which is why choose a subtitle, paste it here. So our title dynamic portion is completed. Let's go here, refresh this page. Let's see how it looks. No error so far, so that's mean our titles are working. Let's go here, look at here, we are getting our titles. Now these are the dynamic titles. Got it? And one thing we have to remember always, whenever we'll be echoing the title, we'll be putting here @ add here this one here also, and in this variable also. Otherwise in our database, if the item, or you can say key, doesn't exist, in that case it will broke our application, or in the front end we will get errors. So for safety purpose, we'll be using this @, and it will prevent any kind of error that we will get. I mean, if the key doesn't exist, or if we get any kind of nullable issue, it will be handled by this @. So yeah, if I go here, refresh this page, and okay, so it seems fine actually. Now what we have to do, we have to make this cars dynamic, right? The last thing, we have a row here, then we have some divs here. I'll be collapsing all of this div. We don't need all of them, we need only one. Now what we have to do, we have to loop our why choose a sections cards. Let's go to our front-end controller. We have to fetch it, right? So what I'll do here is, let's make this section at the top actually. Let's make it at the top. Then after the slider, I will take variable y choose ask is equals to, let's call our model, which is also y choose us, and from there I will add a where condition status have to be 1. We're not using an array, so let's add here comma, and we'll be getting it right. Okay, now here actually, do we need any kind of thing? Okay, so no, we will be not adding any kind of limitation. It will be handled by the admin. If the admin want to show 8 cards here, it's totally up to him, right? So we'll be not adding any kind of limitation here. Got it? Okay, so yeah, so what I'll do is I will pass this variable at our front end as well, just pass it like that. And now let's go to the y choose blade, and I will run a for each y choose us as item. We can call it item, it's totally fine. Let's put it here inside of it. Let's open this one. First is this I tag actually. So in the I tag, what I'll do, we'll be adding our class, icon class actually. So from the item, we'll access the icon itself. Then we have the title. So here we will add curly braces, then exclamatory signs, item, title, and the second one, I guess it was subtitle if I'm not wrong. Item sub, it was subtitle or short description? I guess it was short description, short description. And let's hope that everything goes well. If I refresh this page and look at here, we're getting our datas in this position, right? Now it is not quite aligned because look at the title, this title is big, this one is short, and this one don't match either. But our icon is working. This two is not working because there isn't any kind of icon in them. This one is for the version issue, as I said before, so we'll be fixing it right now. Don't need to worry about that. This is coming from the seeding, so if we don't fix it, it's also fine, but we'll be fixing it. No need to worry about that. Let's add some contents actually here. So I can open my actual HTML template. Let me open it. So from there we'll be copying the content just for better visibility, that's how it looking. Open the index.blade.php. Let's go here. Okay, so we have discount voucher. Let's go to our backend, and we're currently showing our data in order by descending order actually here, but in the front end we are showing it in ascending order. That means first created data will be all at the first, and the last created data will be at the last. Okay, it's totally fine actually. If you want to make it ascending order, you can also do it. You just have to go to your code editor, and let's open our model, data table. Here is our data table, y choose as data table. And previously, for make our order in descending, what we did is we added here order by 0. If I hover on this method, look at here, VS Code is giving us some description about this method. Look at here. First of all, we have to add the index, so we already added the index. In the second, we can add direction, so it is by default set to descending. We can make it ascending, so let's add here ASC, so it will make it ascending order. So if I go here, refresh this page, now look at here, our this data is in ascending order. Got it? Okay, so now let's put some meaningful content here. It will look better at our front end. Got it? So this one is inactive, and for me, I will be just putting, and I'll be showing 3 contents at our front end, so I'll not remove, I'll just remove the first one. So okay, so let's do it with the first one first. Let's go here, I'll be copying this title. Let's go back, paste it here. Let's go here, copy this one, paste it in the description. Status should be yes, otherwise it will not show at the front end. and we need an icon, let's say %. So I'll add a % here, click on update. So look at here, we can see our icon. Let's edit the second one. Let me see, second one is, sorry, this one, fresh healthy foods. Let's put it here. Let's add some content here as well, like that. Let's add some stuff. Let's see what kind of icon they use. I guess if you search for burger or food or something like that, actually similar. Let's say this one will do the work. Save it, and the last one, let's see, paste it here, copy this one, paste it here. The status will be yes, and let's say search for hat. Let's see, can we have, do we have any kind of hat stuff or not? It's look like we don't have it. We can add any kind of icon. For example, actually you can explore the icon and you can set your icons. So for now I am setting this all. Let's go to Frontend, refresh this page, and look at here. Our card design is looking like that, right? So we have our icon, we have a title, description, and yes, everything seems fine, right? So that's it. The last thing, I want to copy a icon class. Just copy this one, the class name, and I'll go to setter. Remember, our icon is broken when we are setting our data, so let's fix it also before wrapping up. Database, not the migration, it is inside the factory. Why choose as factory? And here we have a icon. We'll be replacing with this one, so it will fix that issue. So that's it. Our work here is done successfully. This portion, this second section, is now totally dynamic. We can control everything from our backend. So that's it for this video, and I hope you understand till now everything. So from the next video we'll be start working with new section. Till then, bye.